So, welcome to my YouTube channel, English Lovers by Honeydee. Ultimately, I have changed my name again back to the same previous name, Himanshu, by Honeydee. Sorry, like earlier it was like what I thought it should be a English enthusiast, something like that. But now I am thinking to keep it the same because I am unable to utter the same or I am unable to actually remember the new name. It's not a big deal for me, but still, something that is a catchy phrase on the mind, like that goes with the flow. By default, it is set up in your um, like intuition, like whatsoever comes by default. What I'm going to do today is we are going to have our fourth lesson of the grammar session and the same book, the ultimate speaking course. As I mentioned that one, there are like ways to actually tackle your problem with um, like English, especially when it comes to dealing with the timing of it. How long would it take for you to actually improve yourself? So just give me a second. I got a customer. Just a second. Hi there. What do you want? Would you mind pulling it up to the next stop? Mhm. And nothing else today? How would you like to pay, ma'am? Oh, no problem. And do you need the receipt for that? Yeah. Okay. You need that? No. Even sometimes my customers used to call me honey, but that's their actually way of actually showing the affection or even the familiarity with me. Nothing more than that. So what we are going to do is we are going to look at some helping verbs and then we're going to do some adjective stuff. I know that it is boring. I know that some of you already know this stuff. But for those who want to start it from the beginning itself, I'm just letting them know like how I'm completing that within the time limit. That as I mentioned that you require only that number of days, like 4 months only, to improve yourself to the ultimate business of English. Give me a second. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good night. Take care. So the fact of the matter is, the fact of the matter is that we should know that grammar is also a very necessary part of learning English language, since it is going to make your accuracy to a certain amount, or what we say, it's gonna upgrade your English to a greater level. I'm trying my level best to actually come to the previous version of myself. Let me tell you, like the things are changing day by day. My taste and everything is getting changed, but still, like that, the light of actually teaching is still in me. So that's why I'm trying to continue the lessons. Um, I hope you will be getting some benefit from the live sessions that I'm actually trying to bring forward for those students who are really interested to improve themselves from the beginning itself. Like I was actually in the middle of it. Like when you are trying to improve yourself from the beginning itself, then I think the first thing that comes to the play is gaining the confidence, and then confidence doesn't come only from the grammar. The confidence comes from your intuition also. And then intuition comes from, there are kind of steps that you need to follow, like pointing and calling kind of activity that you can do with yourself. Like right now, I have to do this, that, or something like that. So once you're gonna actually start doing that particular, or start using that particular phrase in your life, pointing and calling, then I think there would be a lot of improvement in you, and you will not face trouble with anything in your life. Let me tell you. In case if I'll go outside and serve the customer for the time being, just bear with me, and then alongside that we are going to study. I'll be sharing my screen with you now. Just give me a second. Yeah. So I'll be sharing the screen with you, and then my book that I actually created is somewhere here. So I've already opened that page that we are going to study about. So we're going to talk about lots of helping verbs, and I'm going to actually zoom it in to the main topic, or the main topic of the discussion. Helping verbs. Helping verbs, from the word itself, it's quite clear. The verbs which will help someone, the verbs which will help the action verbs or the main verbs to complete their action would be called as the helping verb. Just give me a second. Hello, I'm doing fine. Almost smooth. 20 pack, 25 pack, 25 pack. Anything else for you, sir? There you go, sir. Or ma'am. Do you need the receipt for that? Um, I would like to tell you something, that I have a YouTube channel. Um, I'm actually live on that right now also. So the name of the channel is English Lovers by Honey D. If somebody is interested to improve themselves in English, you can suggest my channel to them. English Lovers by Honey, Honey, Honey is my nickname. D for diamond, like you can keep. Yeah, I think it'll be on the top. Yeah, that's me. Thank you. Just suggest it to somebody who is requiring that one. I know that you don't need that, but still you can tell somebody. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good one. So the thing is, like side by side, I'm marketing myself. Anyways, so helping verbs are known as auxiliary verbs also. Um, Actually, they are combined with the main verbs or the other verbs to form verb phrases. Basically, when they are combined with some other verbs, they create the phrases. So let me tell you what is the difference between a phrase and a sentence. Sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense, and the phrase is a group of words that makes incomplete sense until or unless it is used in the sentence. For example, if I say in the garden, on the roof, on the bench, or something like which is incomplete. And same way, like if the starting word is a verb and then some other words are attached to that one, that will be a verb phrase. Then if the phrase is starting with the preposition or preposition, what we say, so then it'll be a prepositional phrase. Ultimately, what you should know is like what exactly the helping verb is. Helping verb is auxiliary verb which helps the main verb to complete its action. So a verb phrase may contain one or more helping verb with an action verb, as it says, the definition says. Action verb is different one, which actually exhibits some kind of movement, some kind of state, some kind of condition, as I actually spoke about in the previous lesson. I said something about that in the previous lesson. If you have already gone through that video, then it'll be easy for you to understand what action verb is. And then to correlate that one with the helping verb, it's very clear that the action verbs require some kind of assistance from the helping verbs. Some helping verbs do not even have an action verb with them. They indicate that the action is directed at the subject. So these are those helping verbs which are actually acting as a main verb, but they do not perform the action, but they are representing the state of the thing. Like for example, I told you that sky is blue. So here there is no action verb, but it is telling us about the is verb is telling us about the state of something, state of the sky is blue, so color of the sky is blue, so it's a condition of it, or there is no action or there is no movement going on in that particular case. So that's the thing, that's what I want to tell you, that helping verbs are actually very helpful in completing the action, or sometimes even they do not have any action but states the condition. So helping verbs are of two categories I mentioned. One would be those one who would be always with the main verb or the action verb, which will be assisting the main verb to complete its section, or they would be separate. They would be separately doing their task as a main verb. Helping verb will be acting as a main verb, but they won't be doing any action, but would be representing a condition or state. So there would be around 23 helping verbs that you need to actually look into. Give me a second. I got a customer. You need to wait for a while. Hello. Toothbrush? No, sorry. So, yeah, sometimes, yeah, another customer. Hello. Okay. Anything else for you, sir? That's it. And I think many of you would think that I'm going to tell you this customer also about my channel. No, not at all. Not everybody, because some people are known to me, and that's why. So 2285. So you asked for Canadian Classic Original King Size. That's the one. Thank you, sir. Have a great night. I don't endorse any kind of smoke to anyone. Let me tell you, that's my work, that's my profession. I'm dealing with the adults. So I need to actually propose this thing to them. And even sometimes they ask it. So don't consider it that I'm proposing it to anyone or endorsing this thing or endorsing any product. I do not do smoking at all. I don't like it and I don't suggest it, because health is wealth. If you're healthy, do cycling, do exercise, maintain yourself in that decorum that you don't require smoking. You don't have time for anything which is wrong. You just give your more of the time to learning things, reading books, enjoying your life yourself, meditation, worshiping God, worshiping your parents, doing some stuff at home. Don't waste your time in anything like that. It's not only the wastage of time, it's also the wastage of your money, which you can utilize in the right, in the proper way, in the proper direction to improve yourself and gain a new skill. And which of that is going to actually give you wealth. So health is wealth. More you're gonna save it, more you're gonna get it. More you're gonna get it. More you're gonna get the money, more you're gonna save your health. So more you're gonna save your health, more you're gonna get the money. That's the thing. That's the phrase that you need to keep into. Like I was talking about 23 helping verbs. So there are 23 helping verbs that you need to look for is like is MR, and the same helping verbs can be utilized as the main verb, and they won't be presenting any action, but they would be actually representing only the state of something. Like, I am a teacher. If I say I am a teacher, it's not carrying any action. It carries a subject, it carries an object, but it doesn't carry any action. So I am a teacher is my state, or is my state of being. I am a teacher. I do something. It's my profession. So I am a teacher. So am is acting as the main verb here. It's not acting as a helping verb, but but it'll be still called as auxiliary verb, but won't be representing any action. So remembering the root word or root what we say root naming of these words would be better. Like auxiliary verb can act as the main verb sometimes, but won't be representing any action. So all of them, many of them, I mean to say that, would be acting as like that. Like they won't be presenting any action, but sometimes they will be used as a main verb. So main, they would be called as a main verb. I'm using the term main verb, not the action verb. So there is vast difference between the main verb and the action verb. So main verb, I told you, like I am a teacher, I am is acting as a main verb, but there is no action in that. But when there is action, there will be something like a helping verb usually. So that helping verb would be called as auxiliary verb too. So helping verbs are of great importance. So great, what we say that they are cardinal for the health of the action verbs. So remember that one: am, is, are, was, were, be, being, being, have, had, has, had, do, does, did, can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must. So these are auxiliary verbs. But modal verbs are different. One can, could, may, might. Like many of you will pronounce it in modals, but that's not the right pronunciation. Check out the right pronunciation for that word too. That would be your work. Okay. So it's not modals or something. So try to check it out. But the thing is, that's not the concern right at the moment. Our concern is the grammar. So we should know that there are helping verbs like is, am, are, was, were. But I told you that there are two conditions. One, it can represent as the state of something. Other, it is to be used with the main verb or the action verb, or it itself can be used as a main verb. So when it is itself getting used as a main verb, then it won't be representing any action. It will be representing a condition. It will be representing a state. But when it comes to helping verb, like for example, like here you can see that Sandra has a pair of Congo drums at home. So helping verb is acting as the main verb. Has a pair. There is there is no action in that. If somebody carries a pair of like conga drums at home, that doesn't represent any action. So next statement, she has practiced her drumming all summer. So helping verb is there. Same has is used, but it is used with the main action verb. So there is action being done, practicing something. Like when you practice, you beat the drum. That is also action. Your hands are moving. Your the drumsticks are would be moving. Then you're going to just beat the drum. Then you're going to produce a sound. So there would be so many actions going on at the same time. But the helping verb, here we are trying to say that sometimes the helping verbs are acting as a main verb, and there is no action in that. But when there is an action, then has will be used, or any of the helping verb will be used as the helping verb or the auxiliary verb to complete the action. Here in the second statement, she has practiced her drumming all summer. So in this one, we are very much clear that practiced is the main verb. And we know that what is the tense of the statement? It is present perfect tense. When action is complete in the present moment, then we say action is complete. When the action is complete. When action is not complete, then we will say we will have a negative statement. She has not practiced her drumming all summer. So then that's how it is. It is what it is. That's how helping verb plus action verb we have. Now, exercises that like in which you have to circle noun. As usually, I would suggest you that take a screenshot of the same exercise, 8 sentences, not that much. So underline the complete verb phrase in the following sentence. So you need to actually underline the verb phrase, whichsoever is given over there. Then you need to, do the task. Oh, give me a second. Let me yawn. Okay. So our friends will be coming to the birthday party late. So here you have noun. Which are those? You have to actually underline those. Friends. Yeah. And birthday party is the noun. Okay. Will be coming. Like that. That's a verb phrase. Will be coming. Will be coming. So principal does like your project. Liking a project is not carrying any action. There is no action in that one, liking. So it's just a condition that like somebody is actually, you know, is happy with you. The condition. So does. So that is working as a main verb in that. So in that case, like if we say does liked or something, like it's not possible. Like your. So you should have gone with your dad. You should have gone with your dad. Should is helping verb. Should have actually is a helping verb. Should have, would have. So that's like that. Plus, like it's future perfect tense. Would have gone. That's how gone is third form of verb. That's present. Sorry, past participle. So gone with your dad. That's how it is. Like you have to actually. The task is simple. That I'm trying to actually bury you into the kind of like what we say intricacies. Don't do that. I'm just trying to find out it for myself, like how actually whenever I look at the statements, I look at the things, I look at the things like that very minutely. I try to actually brief it up to me that yeah, this statement is written this way and that means this way. So I try to grasp and I get the intuition a lot of time, like this statement is written right or wrong. So it's very easy to recognize then, but I'm not suggesting it to you that to do that, but still I would say that when you start doing that, sorry for that. So when you will start doing that, like you can actually get a hack of it, that you are doing it really great. You are doing it, you are doing justice to your learning. So that's how it is. It is what it is. So you have to do the exercise, 8 sentences, and then thereafter be careful about it. Be careful of the adverbs that interrupt the verb phrases. Do not include them in your verb phrases. So we know that like what are adverbs? Adverbs of time. There are adverbs of time like never, always, sometimes, really, or adverbs because they modify the verb phrase. They are not the part of the verb phrase. So do not include them. Okay. So Susie does go to the dances. So does and go. Sometimes is something, it's adverb. So that's not a part of the verb phrase. We need to actually fix it up. Like we need to know that what is the verb phrase. So we need to know about it. So remember that. Next is our topic about adjective. So what is adjective? What is adjective? We in our mother tongue we know a lot of words for that, like something which has a great importance. We try to give the importance in a certain way. We try to represent that thing in a certain way, like it becomes important. Like a bad person will be called as a bad person, and it will be importance of that person. It will be actually significance of that person. Actually, I wanted to say the word significance. So the significance of a bad person will be being bad. Significance of a good person will be being good. Significance of a wise person will be being wise. So all these words which will give you significance will be adjectives, will be actually called as the the words which will describe you, something which will describe you, something which will describe a noun or a pronoun in any way, something which is going to describe a noun or a pronoun in some way, okay, which will add something to the meaning of a noun or a pronoun in a sentence, then it will be an adjective. How it is? How can we actually define it? How can we actually know that one? It's very easy to recognize. I'm actually not looking at the slide or something, but I'm trying to actually speak as much as possible because I'm rehearsing the things that I actually have lost, because I remember that. I really, really miss those days. Anyways, so adjective modifies or limits the meaning of the noun or the pronoun. That's the given definition over there in the slide, and that's what it is in the simple words. It means like something which describes a noun or a pronoun, or something which adds to the meaning of a noun or a pronoun. Or noun or a pronoun, we are already known about it. Like what is a noun? Noun is something that is like which has a name. Okay, it can be a thing, it can be a person, it can be any place, it can be any idea, it can be a phenomena, it can be a process, it can be something which has a name. That's it. So that will be a noun. So pronoun is the word which is used in the place of a noun. So very clear, very simple to understand. Noun, pronoun is very simple to understand. I have actually given a glimpse of all of these things in the first given lesson. In that first lesson, I actually explained about the noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, whatsoever grammar topics were there. Okay. I did not actually explain them because I wanted to actually talk about them separately in their individual lessons. So that's how actually it is. So we have reached to the adjectives. So that's what I'm trying to do. In my school time, when I'm actually a teacher, at the time I actually spoke about 11 different adjectives, which was to actually make them aware that there are different categories of adjectives in the world, so that they can actually remember, or they can identify, or they can differentiate between. But exactly, to be very exact, let me tell you that adjectives, you need to actually classify something for your simplicity, for your understanding, and for your betterment, not for the betterment of anybody else. We try to simplify things, we try to actually learn things, or we try to actually modify things just for the understanding's sake, and for our own understanding's sake. And if we want to actually explain it to somebody else, then we need to be clear about it and how to explain it to someone. So, and to be very much explanatory to someone, then you need to know the things in your simple language, and to know that into your simple language, you need to modify things accordingly your own choice. It's not accordingly the choice of the teacher that you need to learn or to cram 11 kinds of adjective. It was a bogus task. When I tried to do that, I was also feeling, sick of that. So that's why I tried to actually create some kind of interesting stuff, like making a story or trying to, beat them up into a particular, what we say, a bracelet or something. So like one by one in the story, if we are going to actually make them into the, or we are going to bind them together, binders together. Oh my God. Like what were those days? Okay. So, oh my God. So adjective tells what kind, which one, how many, and how much. So that's very simple. That's very simple. It's very simple classification. Anyone can remember that there are four categories of, instead of remembering like adjective of number, adjective of quality, adjective of quantity, adjective of like demonstrative adjective of, and so many, so and so called, so many categories are there. So do not focus on that. Try to focus on something that you can remember, that you can actually understand, or you can get the heck of the topic. Like the main thing is that you need to remember only one thing. It describes a noun or a pronoun. Any word that describes a noun or a pronoun, or which adds something to the meaning of a noun or a pronoun, will be adjective. That's it. That's the definition. In whichever way it comes in your statements, or in whichever classes it comes, then you need to remember that. That's it. So, like for example, if I say famous song, okay, famous song. If I say, there are lots of famous songs that I remember. There are lots of, but right now, whenever you want to say something that you don't get get the heck of that song, but there are lots of songs that I really like nowadays that I listen to. Um, one of the best song that I believe, um, it's a Punjabi song, but obviously that not all of us would be listening to that. So Calm Down is also very nice, which is known to lots of people and general public, and common song for everybody to enjoy and dance on. Mm, Many others are there. I just don't want to spell out like any of the song just because uh what to say. Um I was actually listening to the Bombay Vikings. I'm a kind of person like who listen to the old songs sometimes. Like I go back to my frenzy, like my mood goes, into the backflash, and then I used to listen to all those songs like Bombay Vikings. I listened to the before my shift started, like हवा में उड़ता जाए तेरा लाल दुपट्टा मलमल का हो. So that's actually the old song, but it has been modified or electrified by Bombay Vikings. So I like that one. Let me tell you, our era of Bombay Viking was really, really good. Let me tell you that I like all kinds of songs, the new songs, old songs. I don't have any kind of differentiation between the music. Let me tell you, like everyone who create music is an artist, is a um what we say, if they are creative, then definitely something which is creative has to actually listen to very carefully. So songs. So famous song by Sidhu Moosewala. 295, whatsoever it is. Just give me a second. I got a customer. Give me a second. Hello, sir. 30. Anything else for you, sir? There you go. Would you like to take the receipt for that? Thank you. So what I was saying, I mean to say that the famous song by Sidhu Moosewala, the 295, or I don't know, like various songs were there. So do you need them? No? So that's how it is. It's a category of the adjective. When we talk about different categories, one of the categories that, like when we say the kind of things, sorry for that, screen is stopped. Sorry for that. Yeah. So when we say what kind of things, then that would be the category. Like it'll tell you about the kind of something, kind of noun. The thing is like squeaky noise or the green light. What kind of light? The green lights. What kind of noise? The squeaky noise. Which one? This song, that song, that this, that, these, those. These are the demonstrative adjectives also. So you can remember that in that way too. Demonstrative means like which actually gives the demonstration of something. So this song, that's that way, these words, all of them are, you know, one of the category of the adjective. Which one? Thank you, sir. Have a good night, sir. So demonstrative are different. Kind, when we say kind, that is different. How many, like which, when we talk about the number of the adjectives, then we say that $1, here is one example, three tenors, three tenors, or several years. So all of these are the examples of how many, uh like how many. Yeah. So then we have with the adjective there will be some kind of noun. Usually they're usually, when I say usually, that means there can be the chances when there is no noun along with it, like adjective is separate, the noun is separate. When we say the, even that statement that I actually used before, that is sky is blue. Sky, when we say sky is blue, sky is the noun and the blue is far away from it, like it's not alongside along with the sky. So blue sky, that's another thing. Sky is blue, again the blue is adjective, but it is separate. So that's why I say that usually it is written along with the noun. Here you see dollar. Dollar is the name given to a certain quantity of the money. So same way, the ears, the music, the room, energy, all of these are the or the tenors or the song, the way, the words, everything is a noun here. Like whatsoever word I spoke about, they are noun. But when we talk about the quantity, when we talk about the number, when we talk about which one it is and which kind it is, then like the quality of something, whether it is good or bad, doesn't matter. Like, but when we talk about that, then those all are adjectives. Adjective means something which will be giving the significance to the noun or a pronoun. Remember that. So when it gives a like significance to the noun or the pronoun. And there are a certain category that you can remember about the adjective, that is articles. Articles are also the same. Like the most common adjectives are called articles. A. A is used when the next word after A is starting with the consonant sound. And an is that article which will be used when the next word after an would be starting with the vowel sound. So it all depends upon the sound system. Let me tell you, when it comes to the usage of a and, but the is a definite article. So those two, a and an, are indefinite article. The is a definite article because we know about what we are talking about. When we say the teacher, we know the teacher. We need a teacher. When we say we need a teacher, we are not defining it. Which teacher are we talking about? We need the teacher. Okay. So we know that the teacher that we're talking about. We know we need the teacher. So that teacher, that particular teacher that we are talking about. So we need the rest. We know that the rest, which is ultimately required one. So when we talk about the definite thing, when we are sure about it, then we use the. Otherwise, we are using something else. But these are all articles, and these articles are also called as adjective. Let me tell you. So then there are proper adjectives. These are formed from proper nouns, like Chinese food. When we say Chinese food, American artist, okay, like whatsoever thing is Indian cuisines. So in that case, all those words would be proper adjectives. Indian cuisine, Indian cuisine. Cuisine would be noun, Indian would be the word proper adjective. Remember that one. Always remember that one. So here is the exercise that you got. Circle nouns, label verb phrase, and underline each adjective and draw an arrow to the word it is modifying. So it all you need to tell that like what word it is modifying. Like I'll give you one example. Let me zoom it in. Ted has taken several classes in photographic journalism. Okay. Ted, we know that is a noun. Very clear. Very clear. Has taken is our verb phrase. We know that. Very clear. Several classes. Classes is the noun which has been modified by the word which is adjective. Several. Several means number. We don't know like how many numbers, but several. We know that like a certain group of people, like, but we don't know like which one are there. Indefinite. Let me tell you. Indefinite adjective. When we are not definite about something like number or something. Several classes. Several classes. So several, we know that as a word exists, but it is actually telling us about the classes. So it is actually modifying classes in this particular sentence. And then the next one is photographic journalism. So journalism is a phenomena. Journalism is a phenomena of, you know, reading the journal or doing the study about the journalism or journal. So photographic journalism, obviously journalism is a noun. Then what has been the word like which is actually modifying it is photographic. Particular journalism we are talking about. We are talking about a kind of journalism. We are talking about the kind of, because we have talked about all those words, kind, many, and all that, like number, quantity, and all that stuff. How much? how many, we have talked about that. So that's how you have to exemplify, you have to tell that one, the photographic journalism. Photographic here stands for something like what kind of journalism it is. So when we know about the kind of it, that means it is adjective. Adjective is something which actually modifies a noun or a pronoun. So that's it. This is your exercise. You can take the screenshot of the same and you can do your exercise at home. For me, I'm just preparing it for those students actually who are going to be my one-on-one class students as well. Like, so for them, it'll be a kind of activity that they have to go for. So they can actually prepare this particular exercise, and then thereafter they will be getting rid of my what we say. I don't get angry with the kids, but I definitely go to make them disciplined somehow. So more adjectives. So there would be definitely more adjective. I told you that kinds and the categories, that there would be so many, let me tell you. But you need to remember only one thing. Only one thing that you need to remember is only one thing is like your understanding. If you understand it very well, your understanding, when I say your understanding is a noun, and the your is something which is actually modifying understanding. So your is also adjective, but what kind of, whose understanding it is, possession. So your understanding, whose possession is that understanding, your understanding. So possessive adjective it is in that scenario. So my, our, his, her, their, possessive pronouns, not adjective. So remember that one. But let me tell you, it depends upon the use. Like if the next word is used along with it is a noun, then that definitely they will be working as an adjective. So do not mix them up. Let me tell you. Mhm. So the next thing that we're gonna do, not today, but the next class, will be adverbs, which is very important topic. Let me tell you, we have discussed a little bit about it in the first class, but now in the next class, in the class number 5, we will talk about adverbs at length. We will be talking about when to use them and where to use them and how they're used and how we define that one. And for now, let me just come back to the screen again. Hmm. Yeah. So the fact of the matter is, you must have listened to lots of stuff. I'm trying to actually bring out that material which is actually required for you to actually understand English. And people who say that you need to actually speak it in Punjabi or something like that, when it comes to one-on-one classes, I can actually provide you those classes in your mother tongue. But when it comes to the general mob, and I need to actually keep that in mind, in my mind, like whom else is actually listening to me. So that's why I would say I have to make the videos in English. For now, I have to say bye bye to all of you. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share as much as possible so that people may get benefit of that one. And kindly just wait for the like wait for me. Just I'll come back. Give me a second. Let me handle the customer. Hi there. The normal one or the premium? Yeah, 148, 20 premium. Anything else for you, sir? Sure. Thank you, sir. So what I was saying was subscribe to my channel and just let them know that there is somebody who is trying to help them out, who's trying to help those people out, like who are actually in the dire need of actually improving themselves in English, with the less amount of money. And it's not that much. It's 350 only, not more than that. I'm not asking for money actually. If I'm going to keep it for free, I know that you are not going to actually give that value to that. That's why I have kept a price. I would say that, like, if you are really interested to improve yourself, just subscribe to my channel, and alongside that one, you can actually email me for your classes, and also you can WhatsApp me, and I have given my number in one of the ad that has been already uploaded. So for now, I have to say bye bye and take care. Have a good one, sir, and have a good one to my audience as well. Thank you very much.